G'day, we're Scott and Joe. We're taking Harley on his travels here and there, along with my sister and another couple that we're meeting along the way. We're going to Tassie for a couple of months. Yeah, we hope to show you a few things about travelling with a large dog.
Beautiful day looking out across the Great Sandy Straits over to Gari. That's the southern point of Gari off in the distance, and the northern point of Inskip where the barge takes people across. Yeah, it's nice. A little bit hazy because it's been so hot at the moment. It's been like nearly 40 degrees, 38, 39 degrees, so the water's nice. Hello, Harley. G'day. So we're on our way for this Tassie trip that we've had planned a couple of years really. There's 2 vans together at the moment, and then we're meeting up another one in a few more days. So the reasons that I wanted to film this is because we're taking a wolfhound with us, and I know a lot of people travel with their dogs, but there's not as many travel with what's considered giant dogs, and you can't get a lot of information about that, you know, the problems that you face, how things work. So I guess where we started from is before we even left home. Within 14 days of boarding, that you've got to make sure that, and this applies to all dogs, that your dogs had the required worming treatment. And we've made the conscious decision to keep our dogs in the caravan, and not put them into the cages. And that goes for the 3 of us that are travelling as a group. We've all got dogs. We actually spoke to the vet about some mild sedation for the dog. Unfortunately, we left home yesterday and we've actually encountered a few problems. So my sister with her border collie, the medication doesn't even actually seem to make any difference to her. Actually, correct that one. She was on one type of medication which caused her to become incontinent of urine, and then she vomited. So her vet has changed her to a different type of medication. And remember, these are just trial sedations because we want the dogs to have a nice calm trip over on the Spirit of Tassie. So the second sedation she's been given has no effect at all. She's a dog of about 25 kilos, a border collie. Now we've got a 50 kilo wolfhound, and the vet prescribed us a sedation that he thought would be appropriate against any seasickness and just help him sleep on the trip over. So we trialled that 2 nights ago. I gave it to him about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was told that it shouldn't last any longer than 8 hours. Well, 25 hours later, which was yesterday afternoon, he was still heavily sedated. We were really concerned. We actually had to take him back to the vet. He'd lost coordinations of his legs, and his eyes were drooping really badly. They weren't coordinated. His eyes were both going separate ways. So yeah, as far as that goes, we've made now, after that fright it gave us, we've made that decision. We're not actually going to give him any sedation. So for people travelling across on the ferry, on the Spirit of Tassie, yeah, there's a few things to consider. We thought we were doing the right thing. Hope that the trip's not too bad and that our big dog will be okay. At the moment, the weather here, we stayed the night at Kilkeven, the free stop there opposite the hotel, and the weather here, it's really hot. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning and it's already really hot, whereas down in Tassie is that destructive gale force winds and then flooding. So hopefully that clears a little bit. And to all those people down there in caravans, I hope you're managing to stay safe. So we left home yesterday morning on the Fraser Coast, and we had a pretty rough day, as well as our dog not being well. My sister lost the brakes on her caravan, and she had no brake controller, electric brakes, and no brakes on the van. So Friday afternoon we had difficulty getting into a auto electrician. But amazingly, as often happens in these little country towns, I came across one he's a mobile auto electrician, travels between Kilkevin. Absolutely couldn't recommend him high enough if anyone has any van problems, electrical problems out this way. His name's Justin, Auto Electrics, and he's come along and told us that all this time it was just a connection missing, hadn't been done properly at the service that she had done. So besides the dog being unwell and losing our brakes, I went to pay for her fuel, her her ATM card down on the bench. And while I was dealing with my own card and getting something to eat, somebody's stolen that card out from under my nose from the bench. So we've lost a card as well on the way. That's our first day summed up pretty much. Today we were going to head to Kuya, but it's not that far away, so we'll just see how that all pans out. But we want to stay in touch and let you know how we go with the trip with this large dog, or several dogs in fact, because we're meeting some other people down at Ponto Falls between Dubbo and Wellington in New South Wales, and they've got a dog as well. So our trip's going to involve 3 dogs. And yeah, we just wanted to give everyone a bit of an honest update on what it is like to travel from Queensland all the way down to Tassie and back with a wolfhound, a border collie, and then a little fluffy Shih Tzu, Maltese Shih Tzu. So got one van, another van. This is actually how, I'll just show you, this is how our wolfhound travels. And these are the steps that we use to get Harley in and out. Anyway, they're the steps. And Harley walks up and down the steps to get in and out. It just saves him and saves Scott's back picking him up. Those steps are good. They then just fold down, collapse back down, just to only take up a small space in the back of the car. We've got the back of the car set up with our Engel we use as a freezer. Of course, his teddy bear and his favourite toys, because he is a sook. And this is Harley sitting in the back. Now it does look like it's hot. It's only early in the morning, but we insulate the back of this canopy. He's got his beds. Over the back behind the fridge he's got a non-spill water bowl, and we've got a couple of 12-volt fans in there if it gets really hot. But yeah, that's how he travels, quite comfortably. So this is day two of our trip to Tassie. Yep, day one a dog was tranquilised instead of mild sedated. We are now on a roadside stop beside an Nanango with a broken down car. Harley, come back here. Harley, back here. And now the vehicle, we're waiting on an RACQ tow truck. We're being towed back to Brisbane. We're hoping for a mechanic to come and get us back on the road on Monday. Oh, as I speak here they turn up. So yeah, day one we had broke lights on the other car, dog got sick and lost a bank ATM card. Day two we're broken down, doing well.
So it's 38 degrees on the side of the road at Nanango. We have no option but to be towed back to Brisbane.
So this is day two of our trip to Tasmania. We've driven for 2 days to end up back at Karen's house. Here's our car and caravan. God knows what's going to happen. How you going, Harley? Enjoying this part of the trip?
As it turns out, we had a blown hose in the car, so it was a relatively easy fix. We were able to get on our way.
So we're at Foxbar Falls. After our car broke down, we lost the card, we lost the trailer brake lights. Today's Monday and we finally got our shite sorted. We've got little blue wrens. Karen's been throwing the ball for Lucy, and as a result Scott's now out in the kayak collecting the ball out of the middle of the dam. It's actually really nice here. Foxbar Falls, it's about 20 k's out of Stanthorpe in an area called Amiens, and we're just set up here on what they're calling Legacy Dam. So dogs are loving it because they can have a swim even though it's pretty muddy. The water's not too clean. There's Scott in the kayak collecting the ball that Lucy couldn't find when it was thrown for her. Come here, Harley. Hi Lucy. Great place, the dogs are loving it here. Hey. Bit of mud. What's a bit of mud between friends when they're having fun?
And Scott's enjoying a well-earned beer after having to have his little paddle out into the middle of the dam. Here's Karen doing her favourite thing when she's camping, getting that campfire ready.
Getting that nice fire going. So we travelled yesterday from just north of Brisbane and we made our way. We were going to stop at Delvine for the night, but we decided to go on to Foxbar Falls. So we've woken up this morning at Foxbar Falls. It's a beautiful morning. However, after we travelled at 37 degrees yesterday, there's ice on the back of the car here this morning. It is freezing. There's frost on the ground, beautiful sunrise. Here's Lucy all rugged up in about 10 layers of blankets and jackets. Yeah, beautiful morning, but a bit cold after being in 37 yesterday.
So after spending the last couple of days trying to sort out all of our problems, 38 degrees, broken down on the side of the road, having the night at Foxbar Falls, it was a bit of a shock to the system to wake up to 0 degrees, all the frost on the car and on the ground. So it's time to pack up, and we're not really sure of our destination for the night. We have got a couple of days before we need to meet our friends down at Ponto Falls. So we'll just see how we travel for the day, how the dogs travel. We tend to not let them spend more than 2 to 3 hours at a time in the car. So we'll catch you soon, and hopefully things start to go to plan and there's no more breakdowns.